welcome back to Talk About It Super. Hey, what's up? Hello, how y'all doing? Talk About It Super is the podcast for everyday women to talk about everyday things in their everyday lives. I am your host. It's Super Duper Chris. I'm just a big mouth Jesus loving woman who likes to share her life and hope that you have a word of encouragement when you pop over here, right? Same space, different setup. Okay, I'm trying to really hone how I want the podcast set up to be. Y'all bear with me because this space has been a long time coming. I talked to you guys about that a couple of weeks ago. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what Talk About It Super is. It's basically a podcast where we just have a chit chat about my life. Hope that it encourages you. I have a life update. We just talk about the things that have happened in this week that I feel will encourage you, because I feel like the best way to share life is to talk about life, right? If you have something that you're really excited about, you usually tell your girlfriends, this is what's happening, this is what's going on in my life. And because this is what's going on in my life, I feel like it'll help you, right? That's kind of how the life update goes. And then sometimes I talk about a little bit of culture, and then I do a word of encouragement. So this week, I think I'm just going to do a quick life update and then share this encouraging word with you guys and get out your hair, because I know I do my podcast on Fridays, but I know it's the weekend and ain't nobody trying to listen to somebody talk for 30 minutes. That's just me. That's what I think. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. If y'all listen to Long Gay podcasts, I know I used to listen to The Read, and they podcasts sometimes be 2 hours long. You can clean your whole house and then some listening to them. But I just know that there are podcasts where I'll be listening to one podcast for like 3 days, and I'll listen to it in the car and during the commute. And don't want that. I think that a morning commute is usually between 15 and 20 minutes. So if you have a chance, you can listen to me before you get to work or on your way home, right? Especially when you got traffic. That's annoying. Anyway, so life update. This week was So Sunday, my pastor started a new sermon series called Be Healed. And we are in a season of healing, right? It's time for us to be healed. It's time for us to work towards growth and betterment. And the first step to do that is to make sure that we are healing. And before you heal, you have to address that there are wounds in your life to begin with and grieve, Anyway, so ever since that first sermon, I just feel like I have been going through it in the best way, So I mentioned this last week. Coach Cookie, with the Rising Higher podcast, has been helping me quite a bit concerning my feminine energy and everything. We're not even gonna worry. We're putting the feminine energy on ice for a minute, because I can't even lean into all of that fun stuff. If you want to know about that feminine energy journey that I'm on, go a couple of podcast episodes back. But I can't even tap into that the way I really want to until I do some healing. And the first part of healing we are working on is my inner child. And this is something else that I mentioned. But she popped up on me on Monday and was like, surprise, I'm coming to pick you up, because here's what's happening. I haven't been doing my assignments. She's my life coach, and I have not been doing my assignments the way I'm supposed to. But she's like, I'm going to come pop up on you. We're going to go get something to eat, and we're going to go through your session outside of the house. So we went outside of the house and we had a really deep session. She revealed a lot of things to me. And one thing about my life coaching is that she loves the Lord. So a lot of the life coaching aspects that she brings to me, it's from the Bible, right? And it's really good stuff. And I was actually kind of apprehensive because my life coach is actually my mother-in-law, which is weird, right? But we both have created boundaries to where we can have this life coach conversation and we don't have to get into the personal things. And it's working out pretty well, surprisingly. I did have my apprehensions at first, but it's going really well. Anyway, one exercise she had me do was, we're talking to and addressing our inner child. So a lot of us have lack. There have been some things that we felt like we should have received when we were growing up as kids. And now we have the opportunity as adults to pour into that inner child, because if you don't pour into that inner child will show up in everything in your life, and you won't be able to move like the adult that you are. Right. So that's where a lot of immaturity comes. It's when people shut down, when they lash out at people. That's usually when their inner child shows up. instead of an adult. So the focus is to make sure that the inner child is okay so that you can show up as an adult instead of a child. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, in order to heal that inner child, you have to give that inner child the love that they feel like they missed out on, right? And one way that she has done this for me is I am talking to little me every day. And how am I doing that? She was so smart. And this is something that I recommend. If you feel like you need to heal some of your inner child and you need to just really talk to the deep parts of you, find a picture of your child-like self and talk to that picture. And what's crazy is I don't even understand it. But I've been talking to my little me for this whole week and I am confused and surprised at how effective it has been. Okay? Listen, and my life coach was so smart and was like, I know you're on your phone every day, so make your picture of your childhood picture your background on your phone or your home screen. So when you open your phone, first thing you see is your child self. And it forces me to do the exercise where I'm like, I am so proud of you. You're amazing. You are beautiful. You are the most creative person. You can do anything that you want to do. And as I'm talking to this little girl, I'm talking to myself and I'm feeling really good, right? I'm feeling really good. What else is going on this week? So this week, so you guys know that I have this new office space, right? I have a desk. I talked about it on stories on Facebook and Instagram a couple of days ago. But I have a desk, and this is like one of the last few pieces of my office. My husband took a day and a half, a full day. He took all day Monday to build it, and it woke up super, super early on Tuesday to finish it. So I have had my cute little desk for 3 days now, and I love it. It's not little, it's actually really big. It's an L-shaped desk. So I'm leaning on one side and my camera is on the other side. That's how big this desk is. I got a new chair. Ain't no more squeaks. I can rotate. Girl, the chair is gone. The crazy thing is, listen, as soon as the desk was done, I sat down in old squeaky faithful. If y'all are not new to the podcast, y'all know my chair it used to be my co-host, right? But as soon as I sat down at this new desk, that old chair broke. Listen, is it a message? Do I have a word? Do I have a nugget? Sometimes when you elevate, the things you want to take with you can't handle it. That ain't nothing new. Y'all know that. I'm just saying, because as soon as I sat this chair down at this new desk, it was like, I can't do it. I'm done. I'm finished. And I had to go pick up another chair. This one's so smooth. It's white. It's cute, right? Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, it's cute. It don't have no arms, but that's all right. I had a whole situation about this with Faye. I was like, my chair ain't got no arms, but I got desk room. I don't need no arms when I got a whole desk I can put my arms on. Anyway, so yeah, I was very appreciative of my husband. And I said in stories, I said, if y'all see me in public, listen, if y'all see me in public, let me not be so loud. I'm going to whisper it to you because it's a secret, kind of. If you see me in public looking extra fine all the time, I said it's because I'm doing my job. Because my husband is out here doing his, providing, making office spaces, making sure, things are handled. So, as a part of a woman's job, I'm cooking and I'm cleaning, making sure the kids are good, but I'm also looking great. Men are visual. Y'all know this. I'm not gonna get into this. Men are visual. And I know, I'm talking to the women, I'm talking to the ladies. I know y'all not gonna feel like I'm in pajamas right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm in sweatpants and a sweat jacket. But you know what happens at the end of the night when we're chilling, the kids asleep, she goes, takes a shower, slipped on a little nice something. Because our men are visual. And you got to make sure that he knows without a shadow of a doubt that ain't nothing else out there for him. Y'all not ready to have that conversation though, because y'all want to sit up here and be like, I'm tired. I don't feel like that. Okay. Does he say he tired and don't feel like it when he paying bills? I'm speaking for stay-at-home women, because I know a lot of us is out here getting to the bag, but some of us are building businesses at home and have the luxury to do so. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm getting into a whole nother tangent. So I'm going to just get down to the nitty gritty and get out your hair. There is something that I've been praying to God for. And eventually I will be able to share the testimony when it comes to when it comes to full fruition. I got my AirPods in, y'all. But I'm actively in a season of expectancy. I'm expecting God to do something. I'm expecting God to do something for me in this season. And I have been pulling out all the stops, for lack of better words. So I'm trying to be mindful with my words because some of these things I'm supposed to be doing in secret. I'm not doing them in secret very well. Excuse my immaturity for the mature saints. But I talked about this on Thursday. In my stories, and I said a lot of times when we want something, we do the things that we know will get God's attention in hopes that it'll move God's process faster. So I went to God and I was praying to him. I've just been feeling really discouraged. I was a little discouraged this week outside of all of the exciting things that happened. Healing is great when you're healed, but the healing, the ing part, like the ing part of healing is when you're in it, right? And that can be ugly and it can be draining and it can be, all the negative things that people don't want to hang around and be a part of. They just want to be healed, right? Anyway, so I've been confused and been asking for God to, make his voice be known. And one thing, and I brag in the Lord. One thing is I have been, and everybody can have this if you really hone into your relationship with God, but God speaks to me often. Like I hear from the Lord almost daily, right? And I if there are days where I don't, I'm concerned. So on those days where I feel like God is not speaking to me, then I try and pull out all the stops, right? So this week I have been feeling like I've just been having a hard time. I feel like I've been doing all the things that God had told me to do. I've been loving and sweet and kind and interacting with everybody, but there are specific things that I have been praying for that God has not been answering for me. And I'm like, do you hear me? And am I hearing you right or am I not hearing you? And I'm sitting here confused and I'm like, all right, so I'm going to pull out all the stops. I'm going to do some extra fasting. I'm going to read a little longer. I'm going to lay on my floor face down a little longer. I'm just going to do everything I can so that he can talk to me. And I was just like, God, I literally had one. Y'all know when y'all have them prayers that are like, hey, it's not like oh, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for you. It's not one of those. It's like, hey, God, bruh, it was one of those like, yo, I'm confused, man. I'm confused. I am second guessing how often I actually hear from you, if I'm actually even following the directions that you're giving me. Are they from you? Hello, I'm trying to talk to you. Why are you not making yourself? I'm gonna turn this camera on. Why are you not making yourself known? Can you help me? You feeling the rest? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I sat there and I was sitting in silence and nothing. So then I get up and I'm like, all right, well, guess he's not talking to me today. And got up and just continued on with my day. And then I went to go do something. And I was in the car and God was like, who do you think you are? And who do you think I am? He said, I'm God. Yes, there are things that you can do as a human to get my attention, to turn my eye towards you. But you can't move me. And I know your heart. And you doing things to get me to move faster on my divine plan, it doesn't work like that. You got to know that I've planned all of this out beforehand. And I've even considered your contribution with your fasting and with your availability and your dedication and your prayer. I've taken all of those things to account. But guess what? If I am not ready to talk to you, I won't. And on the contrary, if I am going to speak to you, there's nothing you can do to stop me because I am Lord of all. I am the divine creator of everything that you know of and don't know of. So if I need to get something to you, I will with no problem. I even said this in my stories. I said, God can speak to you when you drunk and dang near can't receive anything. God's voice can cut through all of that. Because guess what? He's God. And as I was like talking about it in stories, God spoke to me and said, you know what does move me? Like, you things that get my attention don't move me, but you know what does move me? You declaring my word over your situation, because I respond to my word because I am my word. So when you start speaking me into your situation, I have to act because that's my rule. Come on in here. I got to obey my rules because I made them. When you start saying that I have the peace that passes all understanding, then the peace that passes all understanding becomes yours because God responds to himself. You don't have peace? You need peace? I have peace. Peace comes. And I guess I'm sharing this word with you to empower you this week, that remember that if you don't hear from God, it's a faith test to see if you hold on to the very last thing he said to you, because God always gives us a word, right? He always gives us a word. And a lot of times when we are so thirsty for the Lord, we are looking for the new fresh word and we haven't finished the word that he told us to do. So a lot of times he'll go deaf on us until we do what he's telling us to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a faith test. My pastor says all the time, a lot of times when people are thirsty for the word of the Lord, they're like, what's the Lord saying? What's the Lord saying? My pastor always says, well, what was the last thing he said to you? If you're not hearing from God, what was the last thing he told you to do? Go do the last thing that he told you to do and watch him start speaking and moving in your life again. He's not going to move when you in disobedience. Ooh. Yes, I said that. If you are ignoring what God told you to do, you are in disobedience. And he gonna be like, all right, well, whenever you're ready to do this part, we'll go to the next part. Do the last thing that God told you to do. And anyway, I'm on a tangent. I say all that to say God is sovereign. And yes, there are things like fasting and sitting in his word and meditating that get his attention. But if he don't want to move, he's testing your faith, and he'll talk to you when he's ready to talk to you. So the best thing we need to do is make ourselves available by doing the things I said before, being in our word, spending time with him, meditating on his word, and creating ourselves to be open vessels to be spoken into, right? Yeah, so that's it this week. I love y'all. Be encouraged, y'all. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that takes time to listen to me every week. Share this with a friend if you feel like it will encourage them. Share this with your mama. Share this with your good friend that you go to church with. Share it with your sisters, your aunties, your uncles, your dad. Share it with somebody that you think it will encourage. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all. Will I see y'all next week? One of these Thanksgiving week, I'm not doing a podcast. I'm just letting y'all know now. So I think I got one more week until Thanksgiving. Y'all not gonna see me on a Black Friday. No, I'm not gonna. That means I would have to record on Thanksgiving, and I ain't doing it because I record on anyway. We got one more week until Thanksgiving, and then we'll be back in December. I love y'all. We will talk soon. Stay encouraged. Keep the faith. And until next time, bye.